Alrighty then, folks. Hello there, and welcome back to some more MS Saga. So in the last episode, we had Fritz had rejoined us, and we found Vargas got shot down somehow in Mexico. We're not quite sure, unless they have really long-reaching SAMs. Or, you know, the enemy army came by and realized there's a giant chicken in the air. But anyway, they are unupgraded as all hell. Though he is the same level as we are. But that's because him and Vargas actually get experience at the exact same rate we do when they're gone. So you'll notice, like, he's exactly the same as Tristan is. So unless Tristan got killed and didn't get the same amount of experience, because it's impossible for him to get killed when he's gone. Yeah, so he only has 9 upgrades, and then Vargas has 9 upgrades. Shit, we have a camper lying around that has more upgrades than that. Sadly, we don't have a repair guy, or a upgrade guy around here. Or at least I don't think we do. Oops. I also really need to replace the analog stick on this controller. It is falling apart. Oh my god. My bad, it got stuck there. And yeah, there's nothing we really need here. This is literally all the old stuff that used to be expensive, but I had already bought. Or no, it's slightly different, never mind. Oh, this is the same stuff that's at Diggins Rock. Which, ironically, those prices are about as much as I spent for, like, the prototype shield and the beam sabers I bought way earlier in the game. Well, whatever. So, if you remember correctly, Esiengrad found out where we are, so now we have to go run back to the unicorns. Because Esiengrad clearly doesn't know who the unicorns are. There's not, like, only 2 settlements on this entire continent. Well, 3 technically, if you count the G system. But of course, in this world, nobody lives in G systems, even though they definitely should. Oh wait, we already did that on camera. Never mind. Yeah, so basically Olivia told us that it was kind of a bad idea to go back there, so we have to go to Diggins Rock. Because, again, they don't know where Diggins Rock is. Though, at least in my headcanon, Diggins Rock is a more recent settlement. And that they've never actually heard of because they just, like, uncovered the G system. And, Astoria just, like, made the... Or just, like, started the colony. Or Estonia. I've called them, like, 3 different things in the past 3 episodes. Don't worry, his assistant, I guess she was, is really hot, apparently. Though she doesn't have heterochromia, so I clearly don't like her. Because, you know, Tristan is the embodiment of attractive in this world. That's why he wears the shirt that's clearly for a different gender. That's also 3 sizes too small, and the jacket that he's worn since he was 8. And the slip-on shoes, and then the bell-bottoms that were also from when he was 8. He really likes showing his ankles. Oh, and it's already put together. Well. Vargasy poo. Have a better camphor. We are also going to go... We got a ton of upgrades to do. Yeah, we're also going to actually pull this one off of her and give her an enhanced wing and 2 power devices. Is it enhanced wing that's the good one, or do we want to give her a large type wing? It's 10 less speed, but 20 more armor. Yeah, I think we'll go with the Rick Diaz wings for now. Also, they kind of match the Marasai, so it's all good. Hey, we can even color correct if we wanted to. Should I do that? I actually meant that one, my bad. And let's give you a sensory device. I don't really care about melee damage on him. If it was range damage, I would have took that in an instant. 10 ranged isn't enough to trade for 1 armor. Okay, yeah, I think that's the best he's getting for now. And you're gonna get an enhanced wing and a large type repellent. Yeah, we can't do double large wings. That'd be cool, but that's not gonna happen. Excuse me, I was just sneezing. It is in fact the middle of summer, and I have a horrible cold. You know, you'd think the Mars Eye arm would be better than the Camphor arm at everything, but it isn't. And 10 armor for 20 HP, not a good trade. Alright, so change colors. Let's see. Option 2, I guess white? I'm gonna go with gray just because, like, the white feels out of place, like it's a little bit too white. This is one of the other issues I have with this game, is it doesn't actually match any of the units. All the other units are, like, individually covered, whereas, like, any gear you put on them is different. This is generally why when I play on my own, I leave everyone the exact same color as they start as. Also, because I honestly don't really care, but for you guys, I will paint. See, it's just like that little bit off, and it bothers me. Especially since I play a lot of Gundam Breaker, where, like, you can literally steal the colors off of other mobile suits and make them exact on a hexadecimal scale. Close enough. And we're also going to... yeah, that's left. We'll recolor that. Though I think we're going to go black with this just because I like how the black looks. Honestly, you look a little bit better with the red. Too bad we also can't change the eye. Whoops. You can go back to default. I meant to do that one. We're about to get her a new mobile suit, so I don't even know why I'm doing this, but I am. Eh, close enough. You can paint the whole thing and just make it all match, but I always find that weird for whatever reason. And yeah, we have all the floating heads. See what I mean when it's expensive to upgrade stuff now? Then again, we could have gone without the durability because we don't really need it. That'll be fine for now. After we go through the, or after I'm done with this recording session, I will go and do the rest of the stuff I'll go grind a shitload and get the rest of the stuff I need. But there's a couple of things I want to show you, and we have a dungeon in between then and now, so should be interesting. Is he up here, or is he in the other one? I forget. Yeah. What I'm planning on right now is we do this part, and then we begin the dungeon. Next episode, we finish the dungeon. And then once we finish the dungeon... Okay, yeah. Nothing changes for that. But the next dungeon's mostly going to be a pain in the ass because it's going to be like, shoot all, funnel. You know, oh, the enemy's healed all completely because reasons. Yeah, we were those guys that got Gavinger killed. Gavi-kun was a great friend. And I'm sad we're never going to see his corpse again because I wanted to burn it. Or, you know, throw down a snowy embankment, so if he was alive, he'd have the chance to come back and get revenge. Then we could meet again. The Hyaku Shiki. And the card key level 3. Do you remember earlier in the game I mentioned how that would be super useful? It was about 3 months ago, but still gonna be super useful. Actually, it was about 15 weeks, so... yeah, about 3 months ago. Plus, that was that time where I couldn't post videos longer than 15 minutes. That was fun. Yeah, we need to find some Hyaku Shiki data. He collected 49 units himself. So, theoretically, he's missing, like, a finger. Or, like, a hand. He's missing 1/50th of the design. Like, you can't just kind of, like, make some assumptions based off of that and just kind of fudge the rest of it. I think it would be fine. I mean, we have all the data needed to make it. We have a Rick Diaz, we have a Gundam Mark II. You can just kind of make some guesses. The Hyaku Shiki was built off of the prototype for the Delta Gundam, which was basically the Zeta on steroids, but they couldn't get it working well enough with the transformation. Every time they would transform, it would physically bend the frame, and after 2 or 3 times, the frame would actually shatter. So they eventually gave up on it, took out the transformation module, and started and gave it some wing binders, which is how you get the Hyaku Shiki. The design would eventually be fixed using data from the REGZ and the Zeta after CCA, and it was used in Unicorn. It was that gray thing that looked like the Hyaku Shiki that Rid used, though that was the Delta Plus. That would eventually also be upgraded into, what was it, the Delta Plus Nitro or something like that, which had a pseudo new type apparatus in it. That is from the Unicorn game. So we have to go to the dungeon or the hidden dungeon near Diggins Rock. We're not supposed to know where it is, but I've already been there and did some training in there, so we should be fine. We also asked him to fix the Gao. That was what I was talking about, the Hyaku Shiki. Somehow he'll manage it. You'll find out later that you can actually build a battleship in this place. So I guess it makes sense that they'd be able to build a Gao, because this is one of the few remaining Mega G systems. The Dark Alliance also has their own, and that's where they came from. But we'll talk about that all in due time. All in due time. I.e., after we finish this part, I'll actually explain the entirety of the story to you. Because the third part is literally like, get to the dungeon, finish the dungeon, come back, fight the last boss, you're good. But yeah, you'll notice on the... whoops. I nudged the analog stick a tiny bit. You'll notice on the map there's that dot in the distance. Spent a lot of time there. I don't know if I showed you guys. But right around here is where I did 9.5 hours of training. All of which doesn't matter at all. So, I'm not even sure where this is. Like, Manitoba? No, Manitoba's way in the middle. Like... New Brunswick, maybe? Like, I can't think of a major city that would be around here. Enough to have a G system in it. Then again, they did build one in, like, Granada in Spain, so... So yeah, we gotta find one singular Hyaku Shiki data. But this also makes it interesting, because the mobile suits that are just given to us, we actually get the chance to build another set of them after you finish the optional dungeon. The Hyaku Shiki is not one of those, because you were actually given to it in the story. Also, I really should have Vargas using that, but oh well. But because we got one in the actual story, or we built one in the story, we can't actually create another one, which kind of sucks. Though if I feel like it, I could go up get my Game Shark and boot up my PS2 and find the codes to actually get free mobile suits. But I am way too lazy for that. We got company. It's the Ultron! Ironically, we're actually pretty screwed, because that's the better of the Wing Gundams, weirdly enough. Or the Gundams from Mobile Suit Gundam Wing. Weirdly enough, it's actually about on par with the Zero. Because believe it or not, we're going to get all of them. I'm still wondering how he managed to survive without the Gelgoog getting blown up when he was way too weak to fight this guy. We will actually fight that guy, and he's kind of a pushover, weirdly enough. The guy we fight after him, though, is a giant pain in the dick. But then again, every game where you fight that guy is a giant pain in the dick. And as you can guess, most of the bosses are mobile armors. So you can probably guess who I'm talking about. I know, I've already been fighting them for like a week. Actually, 2.5 weeks, because I had a backlog. So the Hyaku Shiki data is like way up and to the left. We'll get there eventually, but before I forget, we're actually trading out Aeon for Fritz, because they're both going to shoot all. And Fritz has a good enough weapon, right? Yeah, he has a giant bazooka, and he has the beam cannon. I really should get Fritz a giant beam cannon as well, but I had honestly completely forgot, so... we'll do it later, yeah? So if you fight these set battles beforehand, you'll get to the doors and not be able to open them up. There are some you can open, some you can't, because you need the card key 3. But I avoided doing any of the battles without you guys, because I didn't want you to think I cheated. Because last time I did this, I had actually skipped like a lot of it, and just did it off camera, because all it is literally grinding like this. And people accused me of cheating and like somehow hacking my way through those doors. You can't do it in here, though. You can only do it in the Moon Arc. Or at least, the Moon Arc is the only place I've been able to do it. I might just be bad at the game. That's entirely possible. Yeah. No, I didn't do it. I didn't show you guys how to do it, but I kind of explained how to do it. Basically, in the Moon Arc, you walk against this one light backwards, and at the right angle, and you'll move through the wall. And it's the same for all the rooms that are exactly the same as that room. So you could theoretically get through one of the doors where you need a higher level card key before you're supposed to, and it makes the game really, really easy. Well, it makes, after you get to the point where you build the Galf, really, really easy, because you can't build mobile suits till then. I think there's also a way to get, like, the new Gundam rifle that's in there, but I've never been able to manage that. Was it the new Gundam rifle in there, or is it something else? It might have been something else. I remember it was a really good melee weapon, I think like the Death Scythe, and then some sort of beam weapon. There's something way later in the game that the card key 5 really helps you get, and we want, like, immediately. But, like, you have to wait for that. I believe the end of the game, or, like, right before we leave for the end of the game. But then there's also a point where we're going to have to fight every single boss again, but the Kai variant, which are, like, immune to everything and do a shit ton of damage. And the worst part about it is you have to fight 2 at the same time. Also, I believe that's a large heat shuttle. We'll go for that eventually. But yeah, you have to fight 2 of them at the exact same time, and it's a massive pain in the ass. Like, I think that's one of the reasons why I stopped playing this the first time, was fighting Big Zom Kais in a row. Can you remember how the Big Zom, when I thought it was a pushover and kind of easy? Imagine an enemy that does 2 earthquakes and 2 of the instant kill moves at the same time. Well, not at the exact same time, a turn after each other. So you literally have like one person blocking against attacks, and the other, well, two people blocking against the attacks with Beamfield, Bazuli and Fritz. And then you have the other people like trying desperately to do damage and failing. Oh yeah, we missed that one on Fritz. Thank you. That was really, really nice of you. Yeah, you see how good training this is. Like, it's 2400 every battle. And usually you fight either shot killers or those guys. If you fight those guys, the battles go really nice. If you fight shot killers, you just have Fritz or Bazuli grenade, have Aeon funnel, and then have Tristan just slap somebody. Or if you're not like me and don't have Tristan out all the time, if you have Fritz, Bazuli, and Aeon, have Fritz and Bazuli high bomber and then Aeon funnel, and you'll kill everyone every round. It just wastes a bunch of TP. Hey, look, a full armor heavy Gundam Death Army. Really sucks though, because the original time when I had trained this, we had actually had like 74, 75, what's it called? Death Army data. And because we had so much Death Army data, we were able to produce our own Death Army unit, which, honestly, this is about the point in the game where you'd use one. This isn't the point in the game where you'll have the data to use one, but, like, the Nemo is about on the same level stat-wise as it. Sniper rifle 2. This is really a Vargas weapon, but 340 versus 348. Alright, so it is going to Vargas. $372 or... That has the option for stun, so I'm just gonna leave it. Or you know what? Fritzy Poo. Because you can still snipe with the bazooka, weirdly enough. There. 340, 348. Ow. Oh. Well, I mentioned these guys. These are shot killers. They're giant pains in the dicks. They're immune to everything. Well, except for melee. Oh, good move. Before, that was much more difficult, because we were only doing like 200 damage on average when we power charged. And since we're primarily using shoot all instead of like any other attack, we're not using very much TP, so it works. And a Death Diaz. It's the Death Rick Diaz, everyone's favorite. I really need to get Fritz one of those beam bazookas. Oh yeah, and the other annoying thing about Big Zom Kai, it also has an eye field. He melees us, does 130. We hit him back 365. Hey, Hypercharge. Slightly better one, Mega Grenade. That's high damage to a single target. Versus High Grenade, which is medium damage to a single target. Mega Bomber would be useful, but I don't think we get Mega Bomber. Or we might get it at, like, level 40 or something. And yeah, you don't have any wide-reaching attacks, so it's just kind of like, yeah, just stab a thing, Tristan. Hypercharge is that thing that I believe Resner was using back when we had her. Basically, it's the best charge move, and you need 7 energy to do it. Damn it, the one character who isn't immune. Well, actually, Fritz isn't either, so never mind. I really need to get perfect guards for everyone, but the idea of grinding to 90 on everyone, or for, 6 people, kinda makes me feel bad. Like, I did it once, but I'm not gonna do it again. Because it was just like 4.5 hours of actually having to pay attention while fighting people. And I could have got so much more done while I was training, but I didn't. You can't repair anything, neither can you, so we're back to using items. Even though those were kind of a waste and we could have used other items. Okay, I believe actually down here is the correct way to go. I was just looking for a chest. Ah, there you are. Sort of useful. Not really useful, but still. Oh, and we can run around. I was honestly expecting them to hide a chest in there. Do we not have invisible going and I just forgot to turn it back on? If that's the case, I'm gonna be mad. Really, Fritz? Really? We needed to get him that beam bazooka, goddammit. But yeah, folks, I think that'll be that for this episode. Next episode, we'll clean out the rest of the dungeon. And then, get the Hyaku Shiki and hopefully fix the gal. But anyway, if you enjoyed the episode, you should like. If you didn't, you should dislike. We'll be back for more in about 30 minutes. So if you're watching this as it came out, you're probably already there. Anyway, good night, folks.